You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together. So I was hanging out with my mom. The kids and I were at my mom's sometime last week. And I said something, and I couldn't remember. I don't entirely remember how it happened. But I was like she asked me a question. I was like, I don't remember, Mom. I have no idea. I don't remember what I did yesterday. And she said something to the extent of, yeah, I've noticed. Have you thought about maybe some type of like brain pill? And I'm like, what? I mean, okay. I mean, that's fair. I forget. I do not remember quite a bit, and it's not all capsulated in my brain. She's like, no. She's like, it's just that time. It's a different time. There's just a lot. I felt like she was trying to be nice. She was trying to be like, no. I don't mean it the way it sounds, but I probably mean it the way it sounds. So, and I was like, no, I haven't, and I probably have Alzheimer's, but whatever, just forget about me. And so anyways, that was a conversation, and it made me think about it because we're over here getting ready to talk about all the stuff dads have to carry, and how sometimes I think that's what it is. Like, I'm trying to remember so many different schedules. Ariel's, Noah's, Becca's, mine, Habitat's. And I'm trying to accumulate hours, and the time difference between ours, and then like all the other things that are going on with the house and going on with Habitat and doing the thing, and then at some point I'm just like, my brain's like, screw any of that, it doesn't matter, like just shove all that out of there. Memories gone, don't worry about it, we don't need that. So but yeah, so talking about all those things that dads have to handle, and what that looks like for us in this era. By the way, it feels good to be doing a dad topic again. It feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, it has. It's. I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult because we've had Speaking of so many things going on, we've had so much different stuff going on where we've had to kind of like miss like a week because you've been traveling or
Mm-hmm.
you've like had the plays and stuff, and then we dropped the Mario episode for that. Um, which, by the way, was a really good shout from you because you came up with that idea. That was great to be like, hey, we can do an episode in advance to fill a gap where we struggle. So we just end up chatting. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
some people might not realize is we jump on a call, we like greet each other, ask how we're both doing, like a mental healthy type of check-in, like how we doing good. We haven't like this week we haven't really heard from each other much because we've been super busy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like the Monday episode, everybody hears it. Logan just comes in the living room, but you've hit record because you're just capturing everything. And then we roll into the episode, and what people don't realize is 9 times out of 10, what you are hearing isn't that we've got no script sheet, we've got nothing. We
Yeah.
just literally talk about anything and everything that we've done. Um, uh, and yeah, so that's kind of it. So when you're hearing like Nick's been traveling to here for a soccer tournament, and then he's had to be here for a bowling thing, and then he's had to get a kid to, you know, rehearsals for the play with Noah and stuff, and then I'm talking about how like I skipped a whole entire day's worth of sleep when I finished nights to pressure wash a driveway for a neighbor that was moaning about stuff, and then I've had to help this person do this and this person do that. That is what it's like, and it's good. I like the thing that you said, like it's an era, because it is. It's a mine. Mine didn't do the kind of stuff that I'm doing. He would fix things. He would fix things, and he would
Mm-hmm.
work. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never. My dad only ever took me to school once in my entire childhood, and that was in my last year at high school. And the only reason why he took me to school was because I went and had my interview and aptitude tests to start my apprenticeship at the power station. So, like, I couldn't get from the power station to school because it's a 7 mile walk. So, he offered to take me, which was great. Um, but yeah, it's like my dad would took me. My mum used to take me most of the time until I could walk to and from school on my own. But then I walked, come rain or shine. Like with Logan, I take him to school every day I'm off. Lindsay takes him to school when I'm at work. I pick him up. I come home. I'm doing things like I'm cleaning the house, doing washing, taking the dog, fixing stuff that's broken, as well as like having a to-do list given to me in terms of, oh, I need you to pick this up, and like, oh, I've ordered this from here. Can you go and collect it? So it's kind of like it is a completely different era. And I'm not saying that I don't enjoy it. It's just it's not the norm,
Yeah, it's
or
not.
hasn't been the norm.
Yeah, it hasn't been the norm. Sometimes, Sean, I like, I'll sit back and I don't know if I could even do it. Okay. I don't know if I'm built for it, but like, I don't know if your 50s was like our 50s where it was like, listen, like men weren't even in the like the birthing room and they just waited to hear if their kids were born. My father-in-law, here's the thing. My father-in-law has never changed a diaper in his life. Like, I don't know if I could be the guy from like the 50s where it was like, I don't know, it seems like you just like helped have a kid and then you went to work and you made sure there was like money and provided and you sat there and you read the paper and when you came home and you didn't, and it was like, you played ball with the kids when they wanted to. And like, I don't even know if I could do it. If it sounds kind of awful, but it's like it is kind of what we saw or
Yeah,
what we see. I didn't see it. It was a long time ago. But like it's what we see when we like TV shows or like you look back or reads or anything like that. And it's like
yeah.
it's just totally different.
What was the American sitcom with Al Bundy? Was that 2.4 Children?
Uh ma-
Married with Kids.
married with children or something like that. Yeah.
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 Love and a marriage.
Yeah.
Love. That was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the thing. So that was the like the stereotypical father thing. He would come in, crack a beer, sit down, stick his hands down the front of the pants, and watch the game. That was it.
Yeah.
And even with young Sheldon, just to bring it into the more modern sitcoms, like young Sheldon showed Sheldon's dad going from the not getting involved so much dad to becoming involved
Mhm.
over a period of time. And that was I don't know if many people think of it and look at it that way, but I look at shows like that and be like, they've took the stereotype at the beginning and they've made him more involved as the kids have gotten older and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
my dad didn't change a diaper until he changed Logan's once.
Huh.
Like
That's crazy.
by
I
the
mean,
time Logan was born, 2017, so I was in my 30s.
yeah. Your diaper changing years were over by a few years at that point. So
Yeah, a couple of months. I still crap my pants every now and then.
yeah, and I mean, I guess for listeners, I grew up. My mom was amazing. I didn't, I didn't grow up with a dad, so I guess like I didn't have that like juxtaposition of like the '80s dad. I guess what did the '80s dad look like? The '80s to '90s dad, like how they seem like they were evolving into kind of this particular thing, not maybe quite here yet, but like when you look at like '80s '90s sitcoms, you see something a little bit more involved, but not like to this extent. So like
Yeah,
yeah.
they're like doing the dishes, taking the garbage out, and
Yeah,
expecting
yeah.
like a gold medal for it. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You got a gold sticker. You're like, wow, you're an extra special guy.
yeah. Well, like I said to Lindsay, I did it in a joking way because I've been so busy and I was pretty tired and I was laid down and I was like, have I earned some decent husband points here? She's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I've been and pressure washed, you know, grandma's entire driveway and back garden. I've been there for like the best part of 5 hours. Took her shopping, sorted out like getting her prescription deliveries redone and things like that to help out. She's like, "Yeah, but you offered." I was like, "Well, I offered to be kind, and because it needed doing. Like we'd done so much to the house, I wanted to do stuff to the outside." She's like, "Yeah, but you offered, so why would that earn you husband points?" And I was like, "Yeah, fair point. Yeah, well made."
Yes was
But
all you needed to
yeah,
say, honey. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. I'm proud. Good job. Pat on the back. Thank you. But no, um
Yeah.
it's a weird one because I can like I said in Monday's episode, I'm laid in bed. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I can't sleep because I've got the project in the garden on my mind. I can still hear Logan chattering downstairs. So I'm like, he's gonna be really tired when he gets up in the morning. Like Lindsay's struggling to sleep, so I'm laid there like kind of tickling Lindsay's back because I know that helps her relax and go to sleep while trying to figure out how much substrate I need to put down in the garden. And it's the epitome of trying to do many different plates of spinning all at the same time. So
Hmm. Yeah. No, I mean it definitely is. And sometimes I feel like, well, not only I feel like, sometimes Becca gives me the feedback of like, would you just leave some room? You know, like leave some room for me to do a thing. Because I mean, I don't know. I don't know why and it's funny that we podcast together, Sean, because we do seem to be like similarly built as like husbands and fathers, where we're just kind of like, don't worry, we project lead this. We'll follow that. We'll make sure the calendars are here. We'll do that. And so yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm maybe a little too much. Like Becca's more laid back on a lot of that scheduling stuff, where I'm like, I want it all laid out. I need to know it all, and that will sometimes very much frustrate her. But if I don't have it laid out, then it doesn't work for me. And really, it causes issues altogether if we don't have it all like figured out. So yeah, I just kind of figure out the schedules and think this stuff through and put everything on the phone and make sure that everybody knows the thing they need to know. And uh yeah, and sometimes yes, it's a lot. And sometimes I do feel like my brain's like, you know what, just forget about that, don't worry about it, it doesn't matter anymore.
yep.
Your brain space is all
Yeah,
used, my friend.
yeah. I mean, Lindsay does a lot more of the. I say she does a lot more of the organizing when it comes to things like birthdays and events.
Yeah.
That's she's great at that. Like I am rubbish. Like even Emily's birthday a couple of weeks ago, she was like, "Have you sorted stuff out for Emily's birthday?" And I was like, No, I need to go and get cards, and I still have no idea what we were actually going to get for her birthday. And I've asked her, and she doesn't know, and no. And then when it came to it, Emily was like, "Oh, I'd really like some new jeans and a few bits of clothes and stuff." So Lindsay said, "Right, okay, after work, I'm just going to go. I'll go and I'll find something." And I was like, "I can do it. I can go." And she's like, Do you know what she's going to want or what she's going to like?" And I was like, I'm not 100%, but I can try. And she's like, "No, it's okay. I'll just do it. I need to go anyway for some other bits, so I will just do it." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah. Yeah,
But
no, I hear you there. Becca does that a lot too. That's why when I insert myself at Christmas, because I really like to be part of the Christmas thing, she's like, what are you doing here? Go away. And I'm like, "Oh, no, I have plans. I have ideas. I bought 4 things." She's like, I already had everything bought. And I'm like, "Well, now we have more."
yeah, but no, it's great. I grew up like I said, like my dad was more towards like the late 70s style of parenting rather than the like the 80s and 90s. Not massively, not overly involved. Kind of stepped in for the disciplinarian kind of role.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
just sit on that step until your dad gets home. That kind of thing.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I saw my mum do a lot. My mum took us to school. She did the cleaning, she did the washing, she did the cooking. She'd organize getting the food. She'd carry it back from town because my dad like worked shifts down the mines and stuff. So it, I kind of as I grew up and saw everything my mum did. Like I didn't help, which I like. She pulls me up for so much now. She's like, "Well, you didn't offer to help when you were a kid," and I was like, "Yeah, but equally, I was living a childhood, so
Well, yeah, yeah.
sorry." But like, I've come away from that, and I see how much my mum did, and I would not want to put all that on Lindsay. So I
Hmm.
want to shoulder as much of the responsibility as I possibly can, and I know there's places where I drop the ball in terms of like I can cook. I just hate cooking. I hate cooking so much. I hate all the organizing of the timings and stuff. I'll prep everything, happily chop up the vegetables and do everything and prep everything and have it ready to go. But I dislike the cooking aspect.
Now, do you wash
So,
dishes? Are you the
yep.
okay? So see, there we're different. Becca's the dishwasher. I cook. So there we do have a difference. Um, and so although I will admit, in the last few weeks I haven't been. I've been our kids are gonna be able to cook for themselves because Ariel was like, are you making anything? I was like, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. I've cooked chicken and pork, and there's a million things in that in that fridge. Go get something for yourself. Warm it up. You're a big girl. She's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Well, I mean, we're trying to lean that way with Jaya now because like now she's working and things. It's kind of we'll have stuff in that you can make something with. You're gonna have to kind of do that. And we've said to both girls as well that you know Lindsay leaves at 7:15 in the morning, doesn't get home till 5 at night, and if I'm off, then I'm usually around to do bits and pieces. But if I'm not, like, and I'm at work and Lindsay's at work, we're going to need somebody to help. So we have a whole new key system for them um, because,
Ooh.
um, well, I changed the lock on the door because I broke it. I think I've spoken about this before.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, yeah, vaguely. Yeah, I kind of remember.
yeah, I need to change the mechanism and the barrel. So we ended up with
Oh.
three new keys. Um, I went to get those keys, some extra keys cut, and they quoted me £34 a key.
Holy crud.
Yeah. So I was like, "Pfft, no, screw that. That's not happening." So I came away from it scratching my head a little bit, like, how can I make this one key as a spare key kind of work for Emily, Jaya, and grandparents when they need to come around and the house is locked up. So I bought a numerical like key box,
Uh-huh.
lock
Yep.
box, which is now mounted outside the house, and an Apple AirTag,
Huh.
which is now attached to the key. So,
Okay. Just in case somebody takes it or something?
well, just in case one of the girls loses it. So
Okay.
Jaya's going out late at night sometimes, and obviously she's going to be working. So
Okay.
if it gets lost, I can locate it easily.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
um,
it's very
so yeah,
interesting.
I
Yeah.
that was a problem that needed to be solved because I said I'd saw it because it was me that changed the locks, and it was fine until Jaya like moved home because Emily had the key, and 9 times out of 10, if somebody needed a spare key, I'd just text Emily and be like, "Hey, where are you? Granddad needs the key," and he'd go to Emily, or like Emily would be nearby to come and unlock the house. So that was a problem I had to solve, and I did.
Yeah. Yeah. You got
And it-
that's kind of that's the dad thing, right? Solve the
yeah,
problem. It just this morning, so actually for the first, I don't usually get mornings off from taking the kids, but Becca actually took a day off because she took Ariel on a field trip, which was cool. And this morning she's like, I'm taking the Pacifica, and I was like, what? Why? Take the Kona. And she was like, no, remember I told you the tire was low, so I just need you to take it to the tire place. And I was like, that was it's not on my list of things to do. Like, that's gonna be like at least an hour. They're not gonna get it in very quick. So, and she was like out the door, and I was like, okay, I'll take that to the tire place. That's what I want to do today. So I took it to the tire place and got it patched. Now we have a tire that is hopefully not gonna leak. So, anyways, that was fun. So yeah, it's a thing where you're just like, oh, that's broken. This isn't working. What's the fix for this? And you're like, I don't know, but I'll find out. I'll figure it out.
yeah.
I got it.
So yeah, it's just it's. I don't want to moan about it because it is tiring, and I do things like Lindsay will say to me, she's like, "You complain about being tired, but you'll sit up until like 11 o'clock at night playing your video games. And it's like, because that's my way of kind of decompressing a little bit. I might be sat there playing like arc raiders and shooting robots and stuff, but also I'm organizing in which way I'm going to do everything efficiently tomorrow, where I'm not like driving ages or missing stuff. And in between rounds, I'll be like making myself a list of things on my phone that I need to remember and where I need to go and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of stuff goes on my calendar. I don't use to-do lists anymore because I look at my calendar is where I look for everything. So I actually just make to-dos on my calendar. That's what I do now. I just have a
Yeah,
to
as an event.
yeah, as an event. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like this way it's not showing up as I don't have to I'm not looking at to-do list because I'll just forget about the to-do list and I won't care. But I'll always look at a calendar. So I'll always look at my
Yeah,
calendar. So yeah, I just make it an event that I don't share with anybody. And then there you go. So yeah, it's working out
I
really well
I
for me.
I use the reminders because I don't know if like when you pick your phone up, if you swipe to the right without unlocking your phone,
Uh-huh.
you get all the you can have all the widgets that pop up.
Yeah.
So like I have my to do list there to
Hmm.
the bottom. So I just literally like flick across and be like, yeah, and I put them in a chronological order as to which way I'm going to do things. Just works for
Yeah.
me.
Hey, you got to find a thing that works for you. That's what I say. I mean,
Mm.
there's a million things going on right now. Um, between house chores and, like I said, kid stuff and you know kids activities when you get to this age where it's like you got kids. I got kids in plays and I got kids in soccer tournaments and soccer practices. I got a kid going to soccer practice and, well, they're still here. They shouldn't be here. She's supposed to be in soccer practice in 3 minutes. That ain't gonna happen. And and so yeah, there's just like a million things and soccer games on the weekends and it's like, oh my gosh. So there's like all those things. And so whatever like helps you condense it into a thing that you can put your arms around so that it seems a little less crazy. That's the whatever mechanism that is for you, whether it's a calendar, a to-do list, a whiteboard, old school notepad and paper, like whatever. Just yeah, do it. I mean, that's a thing. Like, I don't
I'm
know.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because you condense it down. We have a blackboard in the kitchen. We have the inbuilt iOS calendar,
Uh huh.
but then I also have an app called Time Tree which has my shift pattern on it. I have my reminders to do with my to-do list, but then I will carry a piece of paper in my pocket with a shopping list on.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
hear you. I
So it's
I
like
know.
I don't have it condensed. I have it
Yeah.
very strategically spread around.
Yeah.
Organized chaos.
Yeah. 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 We just have the calendar. There was for a hot second last year in December. I thought about buying one of those screens that you could put, but I was like, nobody's going to use this. It's way too expensive. I am not doing this. But the only reason I do it is because I could stop getting asked 1,000 questions from my children of like, what are we doing today? Is something happening? Do I have no soccer practice? Do I have a game? When's my game? When do I get out? Do I have a day off? And I can just be like, go look on the board. And so that's the only reason I kind of want to do it, is because I could just be like, go look at the board. Don't ask me any questions.
Yeah, like Emily's job when she's here is to move the little like pink magnet on our blackboard
Mm-hmm.
to the right day.
Mm, yeah.
She does that every time she's here, but that then also prompts her to look at what's happening that day.
There you go.
And everybody's color coded. So like Lindsay's is orange, I'm green, Logan's red, Jay is pink, Emily's yellow, Rex is blue, I think. Because Rex has a calendar as well, because he needs to have his flea treatments, his worm treatments, when he's going to my mum's, when he's going to the vets, and
Oh, God bless it. I love it.
so everyone's color coded, and
Uh huh.
it's crazy. Like we need to do it. It's the 1st of May, and it's still sat at April. Like Emily has moved it to the right day. She's just got nothing in it because we've not populated it yet. But
Yeah.
I looked at one of those electronic organizers because it would be a godsend. I'd have it right next to the front door.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, no.
When you come down the stairs, it's dead in front of you. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and it'll have a prompt for what everybody's doing.
Uh-huh.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, there's a part of me that wants you, but they were the one I wanted. I didn't want the little guy because I was like, what am I gonna do with that? I wanted the big thing, and that was like, I think like $400 or $500, and so I was like, I'm out on that.
Yeah,
So,
it's
so
to me, it's an investment in
yeah,
time.
it might be.
So
The other thing is, it's just gonna piss me off because Ariel's just going to ignore it. So, and then I'm gonna be like,
I
I
she'll
mean,
be adding stuff to it.
yeah, well, no, definitely not. She'll just be like, I mean, when I ask her to do something, a lot of times she's like, whatever, and I have to ask her again and again and again. There's no way that she's going to come down and look on the board and be like, now I got to do this. So then I'm just going to be like, so I'm like,
Yeah,
it's probably just going to be more angst than it's worth. So
yeah. Like
here
I
we are.
thought I'd try and I talked to you about the Chat GPT thing where I'd set up an automation with my phone
Yeah,
that
yeah.
every morning at a certain time it would text me like today's weather, the stuff that's on my calendar, like a reminder for what things need to be done, um, and something else. It stopped working for some strange reason. There was an issue with the integration with ChatGPT, and it was like I was only allowed 20 uses a day or a week or something like that, and it'd go through them, churn through them that fast. Even though I pay for ChatGPT,
Okay. I
it
was just
didn't
going
work.
to say, do you not, is it a paid thing? No, no, not that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to relook at that because it was very useful. I used to
Yeah.
wake up to a text message from myself and like just scroll through it. It'd even like chuck in a dad joke every now and then if I wanted it to.
I was going to say, you need to have it be like, Sean, you're amazing. Here's what you got to do today. You got this. That's what
Yeah, but no,
we should make
it's
it that I text you your calendar things and you text me my calendar things, and then we just be like,
I you
Sean,
get my you get
you
my
are
calendar
awesome.
things anyway.
I do a lot, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I don't know why it defaults to that.
Going to the
I haven't
gym,
changed
baby.
it. Yeah. So, but no, it's a hard one. Like you, like I said, you don't want to be kind of pulled at for like anybody that's listening to is like, oh my god, these guys are moaning. It's just everyday life. It is everyday life, and I feel completely blessed that I've got a family to which I have to care for, and I'm doing all these different things and stuff like that. It's just that when you look at the stereotype over like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then we're into the 20s again. Um, so much has changed in terms of like both parents are having to work because the cost of living is at a certain point. So, you have to kind of organize childcare, we have to now organize pet care. Um, if we're organizing things like if I have to like organize appointments for the kids and stuff, I have to look at our calendar, remember if they're at school when they're not at school, and then see if I'm working and if I'm not working because Lindsay works Monday to Friday, like I said, 7 till 5 kind of thing. So it's not like she can just nip out of work, travel the 30 minutes from where she works to take Logan to a doctor's appointment that's going to be 10 minutes long to drop him back off at school and travel 30 minutes back. It takes a lot out of her day. So I'll try and organize if there's anything like that when I'm off because it's like the 10-minute drive to school for me. I can just pop in, pop out. And I can be doing things around the area. So I can schedule my day to like I can finish in the gym, which is a bit closer to Logan's school, pick him up in time to take him to the doctors to get him back. So he's not out of school for too long and it's not too much out of the day. So
Yeah, I do think I do think we're kind of like, and maybe every generation's blazing a little bit, but like working with the curve and how culture's changing. But I do feel like our era um is kind of like working through some of the like, okay, well, what does dad look like now? Well, dad looks like whatever dad looks like. Every house looks a little bit different, right? Depending on what you do and how and what your skill base is and what job you have compared to, mine would be different if I had a different job. I have a very flexible job, and Beck really doesn't. She works a set schedule, right? And so, I get tasked with a lot of the things because my job's more flexible. And so it's like it's everything. All the households are now fluid. There's no like real traditional lines, which I have no problem with. That's fine, but I do think like there's some real working through that in this culture and what that looks like, and how do we keep mental health for both mom and dad when you have that going on. So yeah, I mean, and I think it's probably the way it should have always been. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I agree with what I just said, but um
it's
yeah, I don't know.
that ideology at the time where, you know, mum was the stay at home, you know, she looked after the house, she cooked, cleaned, took the kids to and from and stuff like that. While dad went out, came home, like, his dinner was ready. He was like, he mowed the lawn. He did like the 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 separation between blue and pink roles
Yeah.
kind of thing. Um, it worked. It worked at that point because, you know, wages were at a certain point where the cost of living was at was at a different point where people could have one breadwinner and one homemaker. Where we don't have that option now. Both parents need to be breadwinners.
For the most
So
part, I'd say that's true. I
yeah,
mean, there are people that make it work. So, I mean, yeah, there are people that make it work. Be an interesting conversation to have with another, family to see how they make it like work. I mean,
yeah.
with them. So, I know around here many families are not, there's just like the mom stays home. That was never something Becca wanted to begin with. Like that was never like we could make that happen right now if Becca wanted that. She really doesn't. I mean, we would have a different lifestyle. We wouldn't be going to Universal. I'll tell you that right now. um,
But
but
but then
but we could make
this
it
is
work that way.
also then you lean on to the fact that, um this is going to go completely down a different rabbit hole, which is, we're on the brink of being hailed with pitchforks. Um, Women's equality has changed. How it's perceived has changed. So women, you know, stereotypically were supposed to be the home maker and stay at home and do this and do that and do the other. But like they have fought for the equal rights to be able to do more things, to have more independence. I know for a fact that Lindsay would, as much as she like says, "Oh, I wish I could just stay at home and get a day off where there's no kids around like I do because I work shifts." I equally know that she likes her own independence and her own personality in terms of where she goes and what she does for work and things like that. It gives
Hmm.
her such great satisfaction in terms of that she's doing something rather
Yeah.
than how it can be perceived that just staying at home isn't fantastic mentally and stuff like that. So there's a lot in it. Like you said, Becca was the same. She doesn't want to be the stay at home. She wants a career. She wants to be
Hmm.
driven in that
Yeah.
way.
And she has said that. I mean, from the moment she was like, I don't. She was like, I know I'm like that Christian girl, but I'm not the stay-at-home Christian girl. Just so you know, like she said that from like the very beginning when we were dating, and I was like, oh, and she wasn't wrong. I was like, oh, that's not what I expected she was going to say, but I'm fine with that. It didn't matter to me.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah. I was like, okay.
yeah. I love the fact that Lindsay's in the work that she's. When I met her, she was in a completely different area. She was in care and stuff like that, and she was, um, she worked up to being manager of the home that she was in. It was fantastic. I really admired her for it because it was a tough job. She had raised Jaya and stuff like that for like 2 years on her own while still managing to work how she was working. And it was, you meet somebody with that drive and that independence, and it's like, wow, okay, this is cool because I'm walking into somebody that's as driven and as independent as I am. So this is going to be great because we'll work as a team rather than feeling like we're leaning on each other all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, and I guess like being at 33 minutes, uh, like it's great. I don't mind doing what I do. I guess the point that is important is that you're not doing more than you can do, or you're doing so much that you start to hate it, or start to get burnt out, or start to yell at kids or wife, or you know check out or something like that. I guess that's when it's a problem. Like, do whatever you want to do for the family if both of you agree that with the roles. That's also important that you both agree with the roles. But also you gotta be willing to be like, yo, I'm done. Like that. I think is the other important part. Like I need you to take this piece, or I can't handle that piece, or we got to figure out how we can both handle this stuff because I'm done. I don't have my hands around it, and I don't know. That's how I always look at it. Like I start to stress the moment I can't have my hands around everything that I feel like I'm supposed to. The moment that it's like, I can't get that last thing. Like it's like somebody gave me all the groceries and didn't put them in bags. And if I it's like the one can that I'm like, I can't get that can. That can's gonna fall. I don't know what to do, And so it's like if you're not willing to be like, can you just pick up this can because I can't get it and it's freaking me out. And I think that's when like that's when the like, oh, it's so great that we don't have traditional roles anymore becomes like not great.
Help.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine's when things change. So if we have plans to do something and either the plans change last minute or we end up like not being on time, I'm terrible. Like I hate it. It
Mm-hmm.
stresses me out. I get snappy. I'm like, we were supposed to leave 10 minutes ago. What are you doing? And blah blah blah. And I get really stroppy, and it's like
I hear that.
it really grinds my gears big time. But you put me in a chaos situation where like you know Logan hurts himself or something goes wrong in the house. It's just like crisis situation. Boom, I switch on. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's just everything comes natural. I organize and things like that. And then afterwards, I'll be like, okay, I need a minute, and just be like, I'll step back. Everything's in order. Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm okay with plan changes, but I hear you on the being late, which God gave me Becca for patience. So because she's just always like, it's always like 30 minutes before we're supposed to leave, and she's like, I'm gonna go work out. I'm like, you don't have time to work out. She's like, I think I do. I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'm like, so
yeah. But yeah, no, it's I say that a lot. Yeah, no, I need to stop doing that.
you do. You really do. No, I'm just kidding.
Screw you.
I do a lot, and I do all kinds of stuff a lot. Listen. Yeah. That's why this podcast is free. We don't have a Patreon. You don't pay for crap, so just be glad you get to listen to this. Oh, by the way, thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much for listening, and we're glad you take advantage of it being free. Because
you're welcome. That I made this podcast for you. Sean and I made Well, that's that, folks.
It's a difficult topic because, like you say, everybody's going to have a different opinion. There's going to be people out there that have the breadwinner homemaker, and then you've got the dual breadwinners, and then sometimes you've got the dual homemakers. Some people just don't work and live.
What are those people doing? I want to be those people. How are they?
Yeah, no, it's not a great way to live because you don't have, well,
we live in a tent and we eat mushrooms that we scavenge from the floor, from the forest floor.
The forest people with no shoes.
Oh, we have shoes. We made them out of vines.
Oh my God. How's delirium setting for you when it's like
it's okay.
7 o'clock for you?
It's, I mean, they have traditional roles too, even if they're both homemakers and they live in the forest.
Yeah.
They still have their roles.
But I just, you do things your way. And like Nick said, the best thing to do is just make sure you can speak to your significant other and be like, hey, I'm really struggling. Can you pick this up for me and work together as a team? So nothing worse than falling out with, the person that's got you back.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen if you let it just like pent up, You're like, God, I'm doing everything. She never does anything. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm not going to say anything. And then the one thing happens where she's like, oh, I forgot to empty the dishwasher. And you're like, how dare you forgot to empty the dishwasher? And you're like,
Yeah.
It's really not about the dishwasher, but that's okay. It's not
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
You gotta figure
That's the
that out.
argument. Yeah, that's the way the argument goes with it, though, isn't it? It's the
Yep.
little thing, the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So then, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But speaking about changes of schedules, it's currently Friday night while we're recording this. I don't have to go swimming with Logan tomorrow because he has changed after going through from level 4 to level 5. His swimming is now on a Friday at 5:30. So we have our
Nice.
Saturday mornings back.
Oh, so good
So,
for you. Congrats.
yeah. So I'm taking my partner in crime, my darling wife, and we're taking the dog for a long walk tomorrow.
That is a fantastic idea.
Hopefully.
And congratulations to
Weather
Logan
depending.
too, graduating up. Way to go.
Yeah. Now he's in the deep end, and it's scary.
Literally. Literally
Yeah,
in the
for
deep
him,
end.
not for me. So, but yeah. So if you have any thoughts on what we've spoken about in the podcast, how does the dynamic work for you guys, stuff like that, reach out, let us know. I mean, if you want to pop on the show and talk about the dynamics and how you make it work, if it's different to ours, like Nick said, we would really like to hear that. So you are always more than welcome. Don't be shy. We started out as two shy guys that didn't really know how to talk, and now here we are waffling on for the best part of 40 minutes.
That's
For
right.
2
And
episodes
and
every week.
Sean doesn't mean like the guys with the red coats with the glasses. No, we're not shy guys. We were just shy guys.
Wow. I'm definitely going to snippet that sound and use it for things. Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, Nick, for talking along with me this week. Thank you very much, everybody, for this listening. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.
See you later, guys.
Up at 6, cartoons on, coffee cold, step on blocks, hit my knee, yeah, I'm old. Oh man. One kid screaming, one kid drawing on the wall. Phone keeps buzzing, boss says, can you jump on a call? Car seat battles in the driveway, shoes on the wrong feet again. I'm late for work, but they're laughing, so I let them win. I'm a half asleep superhero, cape made of spit up in stains, saving the day on 0, hours of sleep in my veins. Trying to be a rock, your guy, husband, dad, barely alive, crash in the crib at night and rise for another chaotic life. Burnt toast bills, trash day, laundry mountain, every sock is wet. Date night plan, kids get sick, we stay home, you pass out early. I just scroll on my phone, whisper jokes across the hallway over baby monitor hits. We trade, you got this in the doorway, seal it with a quick hit kiss. I'm a half asleep superhero, cape made of spit up in stains, saving the day on 0, hours of sleep in my veins. Trying to be a rock, your guy, husband, dad, barely alive, crash in the crib at night and rise for another chaotic life. Didn't think forever looked like this. Juice on my shirt, crayon on my wrist. But you laugh in the kitchen, kids dance out of time, and all this mess feels kinda divine. Oh yeah, I'm a half asleep superhero, cape made of spit up in stains.